right to see exhibits and evidence. The knife is a pretty strong piece of evidence, don't you agree?
I do.
The boy admits going out of his house at 8 o'clock after being slapped by his father.
Or punched.
Or punched. He then said he went to the neighborhood store where he bought the switch knife. The storekeeper identified it and said it was the only one of its kind he had in stock. So why did the boy buy it? It's a present for his friends, so he says. Am I right so far?
Right.
You bet he's right. Now you all listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about.
Next, the boy says that on the way home, the knife must have fallen through a hole in his coat pocket, that he never saw it again. Now there's the story, gentlemen. You know what actually happened. The boy took the knife home, and a few hours later stabbed his father with it, and he even remembered to wipe off the fingerprints. Everyone connected with the case identified this knife. Now are you trying to tell me that someone picked it up off the street, went up to his father's house, and stabbed him with it just to be amusing?
No. I'm saying that it's possible that the boy lost the knife and that someone stabbed his father with a similar knife. I'm just saying that it's possible.
Take a look at that knife. It's a very strange knife. I've never seen one like it before in my life, and neither had the storekeeper who sold it to me. Now, aren't you trying to get us to accept a pretty incredible coincidence?
I'm not trying to make anyone accept anything. I'm just saying that it's possible.
I'm saying it's not possible.
Wait, hold on.
What are you trying to do here?
What is this? Who do you think?
Gentlemen, please be quiet. Please be quiet.
Where did you get it?
I got it at the little junk shop around the corner from the boy's house last night. It cost me $10.
Now you listen to me. You pulled a real smart trick here, but you proved absolutely nothing. Maybe there are $10 like that, so what?
Maybe there are.
The boy lied and you know.
Maybe he did lie. Do you think he lied?
Well, that's a stupid question. Sure he lied.
Do you?
You don't have to ask me that. You know my answer. He lied.
Do you think he lied?
I don't know.
All right, now wait a second. Were you the kid's lawyer? I mean, look, there's 11 of us who think he's guilty. You're alone. If you want to be stubborn and hang this jury, go right ahead. He'll be found guilty as sure as he's born with 12 other guys.
You're probably right.
Yes, what are you going to do about it? You can be here all night.
It's only one night a man may die.
Oh, whose fault is that?
Wait,
Gentlemen,
Look, did anyone force him to kill his father?
Look, he's right. Can we all please be quiet?
Thank you.
What do you say? You're the one holding up the show here.
I have a proposition to make. I'd like 11 men to vote by secret ballots. I'll abstain. If there are still 11 votes for guilty, I won't stand alone. We'll take it a guilty verdict right now.
That sounds fair. Is everybody agreed?
Come on.
Pass this along.
Looks like we get to go home early, boys.
All right, gentlemen.
Come on, pass it down.
Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. Please pass them up. Pass them up, please. Thank you.
Today, old man. Come on.
Gentlemen,
Come on.
There you go. Come on, this up.
Today, Junior.
watch your mouth.
Come on.
All right, here we go, gentlemen. Do I have everybody?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Guilty. 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 Not guilty. Guilty.
Why do you like that crap?
Yeah, who was it? I think we have a right to know.
Excuse me, this was a secret ballot. I mean, we agreed this point, no? If the gentleman wants to remain it secret.
Secret? We don't got any secrets in here. We all know who it was. What's the matter with you, huh? You come in here voting guilty just like the rest of us, and then this slick creature rolls in, giving you sob stories about some poor little kid that just couldn't help becoming a murderer. That's the most sickening.
Hey, come on, now hold it.
Hold it! I'm trying to put a guilty man in the chair where he belongs instead we're sitting around listening to fairy tales.
Please, I would like to say something here. I always thought that the man was entitled to have unpopular opinions in this country. That is the reason I came here. I want to have the right to disagree. In my own country, I'm ashamed to say that.
Oh, what do we have to listen to now? The whole history of your country?
Yeah, can we just stick to the subject, please? Look, I want to ask you, what made you change your vote?
There's nothing for him to tell you. He did not change his vote. I did.
Really?
Yes, really. Maybe you all like to know why.
No, we wouldn't like to know why.
The man wants to talk.
Thank you for Now, this gentleman chose to stand alone against us. That's his right. It takes a great deal of courage to stand alone, even if you believe in something very strongly, John. He gambled full support, and I gave it to him. I want to hear more. I want to hear what he has to say. The vote is now 10-2 for him.
Yeah, that's fine. Now, if the speech is over, let's move on, shall we?
Hey, listen, buddy, we both got a little heat back there, and, well, you know how it is, nothing personal.
Look, supposing you answer me this. The kid didn't kill his father, who did?
As far as I know, we're supposed to decide whether the kid on trial is guilty. We're not concerned with anyone else's motives.
Exactly. Guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the very important thing to remember.
Everyone's a lawyer. Supposing you explain what your reasonable doubts are.
Well, this is not easy for me. So far, it's only been a feeling I have. A feeling. Perhaps you don't understand.
Ooh, a feeling! What are we gonna do, spend the night talking about your feelings? What about the facts?
Yeah, you said a mouthful. Look, the old man heard the kid yell, "I'm gonna kill you." He hears the body fall, and then 15 seconds after that, the kid runs out of the apartment.
All right, guys, look, let's not forget the old woman across the street. She said she looked into the window, saw the boy stick the knife into his father. Now, if that's not enough for either one of you...
It's not enough.
The woman said she saw the killing through the windows of the moving elevator train. The train had 5 windows, and she saw through the windows of the last 2. She remembers the most insignificant details.
Well, what do you got to say about that?
I don't know, it doesn't sound right to me.
Supposing you think about it. Let me get a pencil.
Oh, come on, John.
Hey, come on, John.
Not in here.
I got that.
What are you doing?
This is not a game!
Who the hell do you think you are?
Come on, sit down, sit down.
Easy. You got no mind to walk around the table and whip your ass.
Now, gentlemen, please, I do not want any fights in here.
Nerve, the absolute nerve.
All right, forget it. It don't mean nothing.
Take a look at that sketch. How long do you think it takes an L train to pass a given point?
What has that got to do with anything?
How long? Yes.
I wouldn't have the slightest idea.
What about you?
About 10 or 12 seconds, maybe.
I'd say that's about right. Anyone else?
I would think about 10 seconds, perhaps.
Yeah, about 10 seconds.
All right, say 10 seconds. What are you getting at?
An L train takes 10 seconds to pass a given point. That point is the window in which the killing took place. Now you can almost reach out of that window and touch the L as it goes by, right?
Yeah, right.
Let me ask you something. Have any of you ever lived next to the L tracks?
No.
I have. When your window is open and the L goes by, the noise is almost unbearable. You can barely hear yourself think.
Okay, you can't hear yourself think. Will you get to the point?
Man, talk.
An L train takes 10 seconds to pass a given point. The old man heard the boy say, "I'm going to kill you." And 1 second later, he heard the body fall. 1 second, right?
Correct. That's right.
Now, the old woman said she looked out of her window and saw the boy through the last 2 cars of the L train and saw the boy stick the knife into his father. The last 2 cars. That's her testimony, right?
What are you giving us?
An L train takes 10 seconds to pass a given point, or 2 seconds per car. Now, the old woman said she looked out of her window and saw the killing through the last 2 cars. According to her testimony, the old man would have had to hear the boy say, "I'm going to kill you," as the L was roaring past his nose. It's not possible that he could have heard it.
What do you mean? Sure, he could have heard it.
Could he?
The old man testified that he did in court, and that's enough for me.
I don't think you could have heard it.
Maybe he didn't hear it. I mean, with the L noise.
What are you people talking about? You calling the old man a liar?
Well, it stands to reason.
Why would he lie about a thing like that? What's he got to gain?
Attention, dude.
You know, you just keep coming up with these bright sayings. Why don't you send some into the newspaper? They'll pay you a couple of bucks.
Gentlemen, please.
Why might the old man have lied?
Well, it's just that I looked at him for a very long time. The seam of his jacket was split under his arm. Did any of you notice that?
No.
Yes, I did.
What?
Don't look at the flash.
Well, this is an old man with a torn jacket. He carried 2 canes. I think I know him better than anyone here. This old man, nobody knows him after 75 years.